Trustee Pissarreck, would you like to start?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't have specifically prepared remarks. I just have a few comments that I've been thinking of since I became trustee here on May 4th, as well as what I campaigned on. When I campaigned to use my governance, compliance, and legal experience to be a good neighbor to all Mount Prospect residents. I also said that I would work to make Mount Prospect a warm, welcoming, multiculturally diverse community where every resident feels free to be their authentic self. As has been said multiple times, this patch is considered racist and white supremacist by many, regardless of what the intent is. Because of that, I fear for the reputation that this fine village will take on if after tonight we vote to retain that police patch. Now, one thing that you don't hear me say very often, because I'm just very, very blunt and very straightforward. My father, who served 20 years in the United States Air Force, told me to get on with it, say what I had to say, so I'm very direct. So just because I am in favor of a redesign does not mean that I don't support the sworn officers of our community who are here to protect and serve and keep us safe. No matter how many times it is heard differently, it's an interpretation that people have. So we all have our interpretations. I can't tell you any more than that. I've got other things I could say. I could talk about George Floyd, residual effects. I could talk about systemic racism, that the fact that the policing here in the U.S., what I've heard multiple times, is based on slave patrols. I could talk about the village of Arlington Heights having been mentioned in the color of law as one community where there is redlining, because Mount Prospect wasn't. But Mount Prospect and Arlington Heights are an awful lot alike, so I imagine there was probably redlining back in the day. I don't know that, I'm just saying.
Well, that's not fair to say.
I also have to say that a U.S. District Court, Judge Castillo, back in 2000, he said in Martinez v. Village of Mount Prospect, number 96C6027, a Hispanic former police trainee accused the Village of Mount Prospect's police department of national origin employment discrimination. At trial, this court, over objection, allowed Martinez to introduce significant evidence that the police department targeted Hispanic members of the community in an effort to meet various arrest quotas. And it goes on. And I'm not going to keep on going because that was 21 years ago. It's not today. But culture bleeds, culture bleeds. So I just support our police, but don't like the patch. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Trustee Matuszak.